Ari Shaffir, beloved figure in the comedy community, has been under fire due to his comments about Kobe Bryant and the joke that he made on Twitter. And if you haven't heard the joke, which has since been deleted, and if you don't follow Ari on Twitter, I believe his page is now protected and locked, so you have to follow him. But it says Kobe Bryant died 23 years too late today. He got away with rape because all the Hollywood liberals who attack comedy enjoy rooting for the Lakers more than they dislike rape. Big ups to the hero who forgot to gas up his chopper. I hate the Lakers. What a great day. Hashtag fuck the Lakers. So obviously in very Ari sort of fashion, that tweet went up. And Ari has put up a lot of shitty tweets about people, but he is known for his dark comedy. But this tweet really ended up going viral and really took on a life of its own. Major celebrities and big people in the community right now took to their Twitters with millions of followers to highlight Ari's tweet and essentially send hate towards him. And it really, like I said, has taken on a whole new life. Now, TMZ has just reported here in this article. This came out 40 minutes ago on TMZ. It says comedian Ari Shaffir has shows canceled after New York City Comedy Club gets death threats following his Kobe tweet. So this comedy club, I believe it might have been, I'm actually not going to name the comedy club because it doesn't say it here. They're obviously trying not to name it. But New York law enforcement says Ari was scheduled to do a few shows at this comedy club. And the club was forced to call the police after getting multiple phone-in threats. One of the people that phoned in said they were going to, quote, shoot up the place because the comedian was scheduled to perform there and made a vile joke about Kobe. So it was obviously about Ari. The shows were canceled, all of the shows, because of numerous threatening phone calls. And this is something I was wondering about because Ari was getting tons of death threats on Twitter. People saying, if I see you in LA, I'm going to knock you the fuck out. And he had a bunch of shows scheduled all week. And people knew where he was going to be at. So I was thinking, this isn't going to be good. And these shows were canceled. So not only that, Ari has been allegedly dropped from his talent agency due to the comments. So all I want to say about it is this. I think we all know that those aren't good comments to say. I think Ari was completely irresponsible with it. And I think that this doesn't mean that Ari's a bad guy. I think that everybody makes mistakes, some worse than others, and this was just a really bad one. There were kids that died in this crash. There were families that died in this crash. It's not just about Kobe. It's not just about the Lakers. As Ari said, he didn't realize that at the time of putting the tweet, and he says if he would have realized that, he wouldn't have done it. But that's his mistake. That's his lapse in judgment. That's his being misinformed. And he's to blame for that. I've got to spend a short amount of time with Ari. I got to work with him for a weekend. I did sound for I think 4 or 5 of his shows. And I've done a couple of podcasts with him. And I think, Ari is a nice man. I mean, I don't think he's a bad guy. I don't know him well at all. I don't really consider myself to know him. But I don't think he's a bad person. I think he's just somebody who, I think he puts pressure on himself to push the envelope and to be like, fuck all of the offense culture and the cancel culture. He puts major pressure on himself to push back against that. And I think that pressure sometimes outweighs what's funny and what's not. I even responded to the tweet before it was taken down. I said, Ari, the only thing that offends me about this tweet is how unfunny it is. I mean, there was nothing funny about it. It just seemed like a forced attempt to be edgy. But again, though, does this mean that he has to be given death threats? I mean, absolutely not. I can think of many major figures who have done much worse things than what Ari's done. And it's a pretty bad tweet. But they have actually committed crimes or even, allegedly killed people or sexually assaulted people, and they aren't getting the level of death threats that Ari's getting. So I think that this is really, again, taken on a life of its own. I think that's really the only expression for it. I think people need to calm down. Ari's apologized. He said that it was a mistake. He said it wasn't funny. He said it was in poor taste. And frankly, I agree with him. Does this mean he's Satan? No. Does this mean he deserves to get punched or shot? No, I don't. I don't believe so. Rest in peace to Kobe. Rest in peace to everybody who passed away in the crash. And let's move on. That's just really all I have to say about it.